Welcome to Granny Shift, and I'm Ryan.
And I'm Jason.
And this is minute 21 of Fast and Furious. And we have a CSI Los Angeles episode.
What? Oh, Dom's. I never watched that.
Oh.
But is it the way they film this and present it?
No, I just mean crime scene investigation.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's what's going on. You were right. Mia and Dom were headed to the crash scene in his red Chevelle to check it out. And they're looking for something. Well, first, why don't we have some drinks here?
Okay.
All right. Oh, I brought you some.
Good.
From the Dead Man's
Stash?
Bitters.
Oh. Is it alcoholic by itself?
Oh, yeah. It's 45%. And we talked about this last time. Or a while ago. Right. You're not supposed to drink it straight, but we're definitely going to drink it straight. Or should we mix something with it?
I feel like that's a lot already. Like, anything with that type of lid, you're not supposed to drink straight. It's like a soy sauce lid.
It's got soy sauce lid on it. Oh, yeah, it's going to be good, though. You know it. What's it smell like? A little bit licoricey?
Yeah.
Let's try it. We got a quarter shot here.
Yeah. Ew, oh my word, dude.
That's strong.
Ugh.
Has a lot of flavor.
That's so gross. You're definitely not supposed to drink. Oh, it just keeps going.
Yeah, it doesn't go away at all. Wow. It tastes like I was chewing on a pine tree. Yeah. And then a Sharpie broke in my mouth.
But also kind of like
what happened?
I lost the flavor. Almost like gingery, like ginger.
There's a little
snaps.
ginger.
What are those things called?
Ginger root.
There's like cookies that are like
ginger snaps have ginger in them.
Ginger snaps. Yeah.
It's probably ginger flavor. Can we get an idea what's in this? Wait, because of its delightful flavor and aroma, has become popular for the use in soft drinks. Oh, this is probably what Dr. Pepper's made out of.
One of the 23 flavors.
Cocktails and other alcoholic beverages, and it imparts an exquisite flavor to soups, cereals, salads, vegetables, gravies, fish, grapefruits, fresh, stewed, or preserved fruits, jellies, sherbets, ice cream, many sauces, puddings, mince pies, applesauce, and all similar desserts, regulating the quantity according to taste.
What's that? Angostura?
Like, they just listed everything possible that you could eat.
All right. Bitters are to cocktails as salt is to food. They improve and align flavors just like salt does. They help to accentuate flavor and bring their own flavors.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, it says you're supposed to dash it, not put it in your soup.
Why do they all look old-fashioned, like bitters?
Yeah, this thing has like
Worcestershire.
The label looks like a newspaper or something. Worcestershire.
Worcester.
It's the same color of it too.
Worcester.
Oh,
all right. Let's align the flavors of this hillbilly hooch.
How are you gonna pour that?
We'll wash it out, dude.
All right. So I'll talk about the minute. Dom and Letty have arrived at the scene, and there's no talking. Did I say Letty? Mia is in a cute dress, and cute. With her brother, and her brother is just deep in thought. He walks up, he's looking around, and he does the thing where you're seeing the crime scene. I feel like this is what you're talking about in crime shows, right. And then they show you the reenactment, like he's figuring out what was happening by. So he's looking at the skid marks on the road. Mm-hmm. All right, let's try this hillbilly moonshine.
This isn't really a shooter, but we can shoot it.
Oh, we're shooting
It's a sipper. It's just weird.
That's not good at all. I think it needed more bitters. It needed more bitters in it. Oh, it's like just not good.
Should I just dump that?
No. Take it to a party at the Metzler's. Double Down Doug will drink that.
If we act like it's really good, I bet we could convince other people. Oh, you guys are going to love
it's
this.
Unique. It's got a unique flavor.
It's like when people started first pitching IPAs. They're like, oh, this is so good. Like, wow. It's like I'm drinking a
Sharpie
piece of mulch.
Oh, is this what they put in IPAs? It's just bitters. Just dump it in there.
It's very hoppy.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So the scene, is this blocking your view?
Yeah, I can see around it.
So the scene is happening as Dom is looking at the skid marks.
Yeah,
like
he looks at a section of skid marks, and then they show a car like skidding on the road for half a second, and then he looks at another part of the road, and they show the car wrecking more. It's a little freaky too, because the camera's panning, and the camera shots of the wreck are like really choppy.
Right. So basically, you're seeing stuff on the road, and then seeing how it happened in Dom's mind.
Yeah. So he's so good at examining skid marks on the road
Where did
that
he learn
he can just see what is happening with the accident. So I thought this was what this reminded me of. In college, I took a music class.
Really?
Yeah. And Music theory. That's what it was. It was music theory. And we had to write a song, and our teacher would he would look over our music and be like, this note doesn't really sound good, just by looking at it. And then I was like, can you hear that when you're, he's like, oh yeah. He's like, you get so used to reading it and playing it when you can literally see the notes on sheet music, and complex ones too, not like simple melodies, and hear what that sounds like. And you can it'll play for you in your head. And he said one time he was a high school music teacher, and somebody gave him a song. Like, hey, I read the song. Can you listen to it and see what you think? And he was the cafeteria monitor, and he was reading the music. And a guy came up and he's like, what are you reading, sheet music? And he's like, yeah. And the guy just looked at him and said, you can hear that in your head, can't you? And he said, yeah. And the guy's like, oh. And just walked away. He came up to kind of make fun of him.
Right.
And then he was like, oh, he actually, and I was kind of blown away by that.
You can listen to music just by.
He can hear the music by reading it. Crazy, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to liken it to anything else. I don't know.
I mean, you can hear words by reading them, right?
Yeah. You can hear songs by reading the lyrics.
And they describe sounds in books, things like that.
Music is so weird. Music is just sometimes I hear a song and I can smell a situation in my life where that song was playing.
You might be having a stroke, Ryan.
That never happens to you?
No. You can smell a situation?
Yeah, I can smell when I hear the song, it takes me to a memory, and if I focus on it long enough, I can picture myself when I'm hearing that song or something associated with that song, and if I focus enough, I can smell the smells that I was smelling at that time. You've never had that?
And you've never done shrooms before. Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. You've never had that?
No.
Really?
I mean, the closest I would have had is, which I feel like is pretty common, is smelling something and it reminding you, it takes you back to a memory.
Yeah.
But there's something with that smells are linked to memory, but not music linked to memories, and then you go into
a very simple
and
one.
Smell things that aren't there.
When me and Melody were dating, and she was living in a house in Millersville with her siblings.
Okay.
The house had a distinct smell. It smelled like an old house. I don't know how else to describe it. It smelled like an old house. Had a distinct smell. And so a lot of times when I hear certain Dashboard Confessional songs, if I focus on it, it takes me back to when me and Melody were dating, because we listened to a ton of Dashboard Confessional.
Yeah.
And I can smell that house in my brain.
That's
my brain tells me that sound and that smell is related.
Is Ryan the only one in the world, or how about you guys? Has this happened to you before?
You're talking to the live stream. We're live streaming.
Yes,
All right.
Scott, that drink did put a little hair on our chest.
The bitters.
That's why I have so much, actually. Too much bitters. All right, back to the movie.
Right.
Let us know if you think Ryan's crazy, if he needs to go to the doctor.
Yeah. So Third Party Pod does this thing where
I'm the crazy one.
They answer questions from 5-star reviews.
Oh.
So I think that's what we should do. If you have a question, write in a 5-star review. We've been saying that for years.
You can only ask one question.
He's alone with the smells.
Yeah, it's weird. Scott in the chat says Ryan is alone.
Man,
there.
that's superpower, I guess.
That's
Okay,
interesting.
speaking of superpowers,
It's a really
before we get into
terrible
this,
one, but
someone said,
take
if you could have any superpower, what would it be? And the best answer I ever heard was from this video. And the guy said, I would have other people have to take poops for me. Like, if I had to poop, I could just transfer it to somebody else, and they have to poop, and I don't have to. Like, oh my goodness, what a good superpower that would be.
why?
I don't want to poop.
Why not? It's like the best 20 minutes of my day.
It's inconvenient. That's 20 minutes you're not playing Apex.
It was like sweet relief. If I could just poop nonstop for like 4 hours straight, like the finishing part of the poop, that there's like a moment where you're like, that part,
Complete.
the climax of your bowel movement.
Yes. Yeah. You really know how to put the O in bowel movement.
Is there an O in there? All right. We digress. So back to the minute. So Dom's walking around, and then he looks down, and there's a pile of yellow powder in the one crack that stands out a little bit. And I guess it hasn't rained or anything because he dips his finger in it, and he's like, oh, I know what this is.
Yeah.
He doesn't say this,
He's
but
wearing
he
his
looks at it.
Timberlands, white pants, looking very Miami.
Yeah, so that's the end of the minute. But if I have to guess, he's going to be like, well, gasoline doesn't burn and turn into a yellow fuel. There was nitromethane here or some type of fuel, so this fire was planted. It was staged or whatever. Something.
You're closer than you think you are,
Good.
but not right.
I wish you never saw this before. All right.
You've seen it as well.
There's something I read this thing that people that can remember smells have like freaky memories. So
I don't have a freaky memory.
you do have a freaky memory. You remember like names of
Like
songs
Stasiak.
and actors and like quotes from movies that you saw one time 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I can't even remember the color of a car that drove past me 3 seconds before.
Yeah. Well, that's not worth noting. I don't know. I feel like I mostly just remember things that, I don't know.
I would say that's the weirdest thing about my memory is I cannot remember color.
Really?
The only way I can recall color is if I specifically call it out in my mind by word, and then I can remember the word of that color.
Okay.
I just it was like, what color was it? I'm like, maybe it's blue. It was red.
So if when you see it, whatever
remember
the item is, you could say, that's a red thing. Then later someone's like, what color was it? You could recall that it was red.
And I can remember if it's bright or dull or dark or light, but just not the color of it. I don't know.
Interesting. Well, you think the powder's nitrometh?
No, not nitrometh. It's just some type of agent used to burn that shouldn't have been in the vehicle. That's what I'm thinking it is.
What do you guys think? Let us know in a 5-star review.
Or ask us a question.
And I hope you have a Merry Christmas.
Is that now? That's in like 2
well,
weeks.
just in general.
In general, Merry your Christmas.
Yeah.
Merry your Christmas season.
One of my favorite things to do. I'll tell you next minute.
All right. Stay tuned.
Yep. Thanks for listening. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Jason.
Always remember.
Winning's winning.